Hello student, now we will discuss the concept called monopulse tracking. As we seen in the previous session, the concept called angle tracking. Angle tracking is nothing but where we need to measure the angular error. Based on that angular error, we need to change the antenna direction of the radar. If the borosight axis coincide with the target angle, that is nothing but zero angular error. So why we need to calculate angular error? In order to change the antenna direction of the radar, because the concept is what? Tracking radar. Tracking radar, what it will do is we need to identify where is my target is moving, in which direction it is moving. That is the concept we are going to discuss here. And here the angular location of a target is obtained by comparison of signals received in two or more simultaneous beams. As I told, in order to calculate the angular error, we require minimum two beams. Because why we require two beams? That is in order to calculate the angular error. Even if we compare more than two beams, that we can achieve more accuracy in the moving target direction here. And the monopulse angle method used in tracking radar to develop an angle error in two orthogonal angle coordinates. That as already told, why we are using monopulse angle method, because in order to calculate the angle error, so that we can identify where is my target is moving in which direction by changing the antenna direction of the radar here. And next is the types of monopulse. In the monopulse we have two types. One is called amplitude comparison monopulse, other one is phase comparison monopulse. In the amplitude comparison monopulse, again we have sub two types. One is called one angular monopulse, other one is called two angular monopulse, that we will discuss in the next slide. And here in the amplitude comparison monopulse, so here in this diagram we are seeing the four figures A, B, C, D, and here the A figure, this is nothing but we are going to generate the two beams from the antenna of the radar in order to calculate the angular error here. And the left side of the figure, the left side of A, the left side of B and left side of C, it indicates the polar coordinate system, and the right side of A, right side of B and right side of right side of C, it indicates rectangular coordinate system here. And here whenever we are going to perform addition of this two beam, it indicates the range of the moving target. Range of the moving target is nothing but the distance between the radar antenna and the moving target, that is given as a single beam, that is represented as in the left side of the figure here. And similarly, the main concept of the monopulse is what? We need to calculate the angular error in order to change the antenna direction of the radar. So that is represented as, this is the phase difference, or this is, we call that as a angular error. So this is difference signal and this is sum signal. Adding of two signal we call that as a sum signal, and difference of two signal we call that as a difference signal. By using this parameter only, we need to change the antenna direction of the radar here. And figure D represents, that is the error signal as a function of the angle from the borosight here. And come to the point, we are going to discuss about the monopulse tracking of the one angular. What do you mean by one angular? As we know, in order to calculate the angular error, we are going to use range or theta phi. Theta phi may be the elevation angle or azimuth angle. Here we are going to calculate either any one of this, that is azimuth angle or elevation angle. That is what we call that as a one angular monopulse here. Here the first, this is, we call that as a transmitter part. The transmitter part, it is where it is going to generate the beam to the moving target. The TR, it will act as a duplexer where it is going to transmit the signal during the transmitting the signal to the antenna, and also it will act as a receiving part whenever it is receiving the echo signal from the moving target. The TR act as a duplexer here, and this is we call that as a hybrid junction, and also we call that as a magic T. It is having 4 ports, that is 2 input port and 2 output port here. And here, as I told, we require minimum 2 beams. How can we generate the 2 beams? By using antenna feeds. Using these 2 antenna feeds, we are going to generate the beam. Based on that angular error, we are going to change the antenna direction of the radar here. So this is the purpose of the antenna feeds in the one angular monopulse tracking radar here. And whenever we are going to receive the echo signal, as we know, as already discussed, we require the sum signal as well as the difference signal. The sum signal indicates the range, that is the distance between the moving target and the antenna of the radar. That is what it is calculated in the upper part of the circuit. So here whatever the echo signal it is received, that is we are going to mix with the local oscillator. The same local oscillator we are going to give input to the mixer of the difference channel. The sum channel is nothing but summing of 2 beams in order to measure the range of the moving target. And after that we are going to give the intermediate frequency amplifier so that it will amplify the sum of the signal, and it is going to give input to your amplitude detector. Amplitude detector is nothing but it will detect the envelope of the receiving signal. So whenever it is going to amplify the envelope of the signal so that it is maximum amplitude. The maximum amplitude indicates the range between the moving target as well as the antenna of the radar here. And the same sum signal we are going to give to the phase sensitive detector. The difference channel is nothing but it can be represented as a AD cos omega IFT or minus AD cos omega IFT. As I told, the plus or minus indicates I need to rotate in which direction. That is what we are going to represent, plus or minus sign here. Thus difference channel nothing but it is going to give to the input a phase sensitive detector in order to calculate the angular error signal, that is magnitude of theta naught minus theta t. Theta naught is nothing but that is borosight angle, theta t is nothing but angle of your target. So in order to achieve the angular error, we need to give the difference signal we are going to compare with the sum signal, because the sum signal act as a reference signal in order to calculate the angular error so that we can rotate the antenna direction of the radar here. So this is the concept of the single angular radar here. This is what the explanation of the block diagram as already I told. And next come to this next block diagram, the monopulse in 2 angle coordinates. In the monopulse 2 angle coordinate is nothing but we are going to calculate the range as well as the 2 angles. 2 angle is nothing but one is elevation angle, other one is azimuth angle here. Here again instead of 2 we are going to use 4 feet antenna. In previous monopulse 1 angle coordinate we are using only 2 feet, but here we are using 4 feet on antenna. How it is arranged as shown in the figure, this left side of this BDCA. So this is BDCA. This is the feed antenna where we need to calculate the angular error in order to measure the angular error here. And as we know, the concept of this monopulse is what? We require the range as well as the angular error. So here we are using 4 feet is nothing but we need to sum all these 4 feet, that is A plus B plus C plus D, in order to calculate the range between the antenna radar as well as the moving target. That is what we call that as a sum channel. As we seen that TR is nothing but that acts as a duplexer. Whenever it is going to transmit the signal, it acts as a transmitter. Whenever it is going to receive the echo signal, it acts as a receiver part. So TR act as a duplexer here, and this is anti-transmitter. Anti-transmitter is nothing but quite opposite of your transmitter part here. And when you compare with the previous block diagram, we had only two mixer and local oscillator, but here in order to calculate the two angles and range, we require three mixer. Along that, we are going to give the same local oscillator for all these three mixer here. That is for one is for range, other one is for elevation angle, other one is called azimuth angle here. And after that, we are going to amplify the signal of the sum of the range signal. And as we seen, the amplitude detector is nothing but in order to detect the amplitude of the envelope signal, to measure the distance between the moving target and the radar here. So after that, in order to display on the screen, we are going to use video amplifier. After that, this will give the range here, the range value here. And similarly, the phase sensitive detector is nothing but what? In order to calculate the error between the sum signal as well as the difference signal. The difference signal is what here? The difference signal is nothing but by calculating the elevation angle or azimuth angle. We need to calculate two values, either elevation angle or azimuth angle. So here, whatever the output of the intermediate frequency amplifier, that is sum signal. The A plus B plus C plus D act as a sum signal, nothing but that act as a reference signal along with the difference signal. The difference signal of the elevation angle, that is given as B plus D minus of A plus C. So this signal, it will given as a elevation angle. This signal we are going to compare with the sum signal, so that in order to calculate the angular error of the elevation here. Similarly, the azimuth angle, that is given as A plus B minus of C plus D by, this is the azimuth difference angle that we need to compare with the sum angle, that is A plus B plus D. We are going to give input to the phase sensitivity detector along with the azimuth difference channel in order to calculate the azimuth angle error. So whenever we are going to get error in both elevation as well as azimuth angle, based on that value, we need to change the antenna direction in order to find out whether my moving target is following the predicted path or not here. And next is, as we seen here, this is nothing but this is the magic T ports. Magic T port is nothing but in order to calculate the sum signal as well as the difference signal here. We also call this magic T as a hybrid junction here. So here, based on that, we are going to find out the sum signal as well as the difference signal, that is one for elevation angle and that is for azimuth angle, that we are going to give to the mixer, where it is going to mix with the local oscillator in order to achieve the stability in the signal. That is what we are using the same frequency for all these three mixer here. And this is for to amplify the signal from the output of the mixer here. This is what about the monopulse in two angle coordinate system. This is what the explanation of the block diagram. And one more thing, here the automatic gain controller. The purpose of the automatic gain controller is nothing but in order to maintain the constant gain of the amplitude of the signal. Sometimes if the amplitude of the signal is increases, in order to maintain the same stability, I need to apply the less value. Similarly, if the amplitude of the signal is decreases, I need to increase the AGC value. The purpose of the amplitude gain control is nothing but in order to achieve the stability in the gain of the amplified signal. That is the purpose of the AGC here. This is what the explanation of the automation gain controller here. And next is, as I told, there are two types. One is called the amplitude comparison monopulse and next is phase comparison monopulse. Now we will discuss the phase comparison monopulse. So here the same concept we are using. The concept is what? we need to calculate the angular error. In the previous amplitude compression monopause, we are using the antenna of 2 feet or 4 feet, but here in order to calculate the angular error, we are going to use the 2 antenna, that is the diameter. Here we are using the 2 antenna, the 2 parabolic antenna here. The diameter of this 2 parabolic antenna is D here. The 2 parabolic antenna, it is transmitting the same beam, nothing but the same amplitude as well as the phase here. This is nothing but, this is the 2 parabolic antenna, it is transmitting 2 same beams of the same amplitude as the same phase here. And this D represents the distance between the 2 antenna. The dot, it represents the distance between the antenna here, and this D represents the diameter of the parabolic antenna. Don't get confused that this D and this D. The first, this D, it indicates the diameter of the parabolic antenna here, and this D indicates the distance between the 2 antenna. The dot indicates the antenna here. This is one antenna, this is one antenna. Here what happens, whenever we are going to receive the echo signal from the moving target, obviously this antenna, it will receive the echo signal earlier than this antenna. So what happens, there will be a change in the phase from the first antenna to the second antenna. That is what we call that as a phase comparison monopause. Phase comparison monopause indicates there, in order to identify the moving target, whether it is following predicted path or not, by using the phase comparison. How can we use phase comparison? By using the 2 antenna. The 2 antenna are located on the same axis, but this antenna, it receiving the echo signal earlier than the second antenna. Why? Because the first antenna is nearer to the moving target compared to this second antenna. That is what we are going to, there is a change in the phase compared between these 2 antennas, first and second antenna. The expression for this phase comparison monopause, it is given as delta phi is equal to 2 pi d by lambda into sine theta. Lambda is wavelength here. As I told, the same concept, in order to find out the angular error, here we are using phase comparison concept. Why we are using phase comparison? Compared to previous, just we are comparing the amplitude here, but in the phase comparison, in order to calculate the angular error, we are using the phase error concept here. That is the difference between the amplitude comparison monopause as well as phase comparison monopause. And as well as the phase comparison monopause, we also call that as interferometer radar. The other name for phase comparison monopause is interferometer radar here. This is the phase difference we are going to calculate between the 2 antenna here. That is given as 2 pi d by lambda into sine theta here. Okay, and this is what the description of the phase comparison antenna. Okay, and next we see the limitation of the phase comparison monopause. As we know, the effect of grating lobes due to the separation D of 2 antennas of each dimension antenna. So grating lobes in the sense what? The separation between the 2 antenna is less. What will happen? Obviously there will be overlap of the antenna beams. Whenever there is overlapping the antenna beams, nothing but obviously there is a reduce in the efficiency of the receiving of the echo signal. That is what grating lobes. Grating lobes in the sense overlapping of beams of 2 or more antenna. If we using more antenna, grating of lobe is nothing but overlapping of the beams of the antenna. Overlapping of beams of the antenna here. And if the spacing d between the phase center of antenna is greater than the antenna diameter, height side lobes are produced in the sum pattern and ambiguities can occur. As indicate, the spacing between the phase centers, if the antenna between the distance between the 2 antenna is greater, so what will happen? It will produce high side lobes. Whenever it produces high side lobes, obviously there will be error in the receiving of the echo signal. Why it is error in the receiving of the echo signal? Because it is the antenna beam, it is one antenna beam, it is overlapping with the another antenna beam. Obviously what happens? it is error in the receiving of the transmitting signal or receiving of the echo signal here. And the spacing is same as antenna diameter, nothing but as I told d, the d is the nothing but distance between the antenna, and antenna diameter is nothing but diameter of the parabolic antenna. If the both d and nothing but the distance of the antenna and diameter of the antenna it is same, that can result poor pattern in the echo signal or transmitting signal here. And next is the separation between two antennas should be less than the antenna diameter, and the good radiation pattern are obtained. So whenever there is separation between two antenna is less, obviously less than the diameter of the antenna, so obviously we can emit the good pattern of the radiation. Whenever we are going to emit the good pattern of the radiation, we can easily calculate the angular error. Based on that angular error, we can change the antenna direction, and also it will avoid the ambiguities. That is what the limitation of the phase comparison monopause. And in the next session, we will see some more topic of the tracking radar. Thank you.